Okay, now we are going to read chapter number 17, communication, and it is our last second chapter. Okay, communication. To communicate is to share information with others by speaking, writing, moving one's body, and using some other signals. When we need to communicate with someone, we can speak to them. Some people may not be able to speak or hear. They use sign language to communicate. Okay, now we are going to the history of communication. It is believed that early humans did not know any language in which they could communicate. They communicated through signs and gestures. Later, humans that developed this skill of pictorial writing. They used to draw to express true throughout and feelings. Soon they developed their own language and the alphabet. Thus, the alphabet helps to form the word and sentences. Later, people use smoke signals or drum beats to communicate with people at a distance. People also used to send royal messengers on a horses or on a foot to deliver messages. Trained pigeons were also used for sending messages. Ordeal speed of communication were time consuming. Modern means of communication. We know that different methods of communication are called means of communication. Wait. Means of communication used are letters, telephone, network, electronic mail, etc. Letters. Let us look at an example to understand how letters are sent and received. Rahul wants to send a letter to his grandpa. He writes the letter. He puts the letter in a stamped envelope and writes the address. He goes to nearby letter box and puts the letter in it. A postman collects the letter from the letter box. At the post office, the letters are sorted, stamped, and put into different mailbox. The letters are located into mail vans and sent to different locations using airplanes, trains, and ships. A postman delivers the letter to the address mentioned. The letter is now in the hands of the person it was addressed to. Telephone network. A telephone is the fastest means of communication. We can talk directly to a person in another town, city, or even a country. We can talk to the people in far off cities using this subscriber strong dialing STD. A person living in another country can be reached through the international subscribers dialing ISD. We can also go to the public call office PCO to make phone calls. Many people now own mobile phones or cellular phones, which do many people which do a mobile phone or telephone. Now, Facts Corner. We must remember to include the PIN code in address while sending letters and parcels. The PIN postal index number in India is 6 digits long and refers to a code in the post office numbering. What is the PIN of the code of the area do you live in? 124001. Which do not need a wire. We can also send audio, video, and text messages and use to send a fax message through the fax machine. These messages are also delivered instantly. Electronic mail, email. We can send messages by electronic mail, email, using a computer. The internet is a worldwide computer network. A person can connect his or her computer to another computer in any part of the world via the internet. Fill in the blanks. Communication means to share information with others by speaking, writing, moving one's body, and using some other signals. Fax machine, newspaper, and radio are some means of communication. Telephonic connection is used to send fax messages through a fax machine. Means of mass communication. When we have to communicate with many people at one time, we have to use the mass communication. Newspaper, magazines, radio, television, and cinema are the means of mass communication. A newspaper gives us information, news to internet, and opinions from the various parts of the world. We can listen to the radio or watch programs on the television to get news from all over the world. Magazines are an effective way of promoting things through advertisements, and cinemas are used as a medium for entertainment to convey social messages. We are also able to watch events live from any corner of the world due to presence of satellites. A satellite is a device sent up into space to travel around the earth, used for collecting information and communicating. Keyword satellite. A device sent up into space to travel around the earth, used for collecting information or communicating, is called satellite. Choose the correct option. Which of the following is a means of mass communication? Radio, newspaper, television. All of these. Which of the following devices is sent up into space to travel around the earth, used for collecting information or communicating? Satellite. Now filling the blanks. Dancers communicate through expression and moving of their hands. We can listen to the radio or watch television to get news from all over the world. We can talk to people in far off cities using the subscribers from dialing. We are a thinking cap. Which means of communication will you use to do each of the following? You have to find out some information for an EVS project, newspaper, magazines, internet. You have to tell your friend living in another country about your birthday party. Email, telephone, mobile phone. You want to watch latest news from around the earth. Television, radio, internet. Okay. Now we are going to do the question answer of chapter number 17. Means of communication. Okay. Wait a second. I am opening. Yes, I have opened. Now, what is the internet? The internet is a worldwide computer network. Name any three means of mass communication. Newspaper, radio, television. Okay. Now, question number 3. What is communication? Communication means to share information with others by speaking, writing, moving one's body, or using some other signals. Extra question answers. Write the full form of STD, subscribers from dialing. ISD, international subscribers dialing. PCO, public call office. PIN, postal index number. Email, electronic mail. What is a satellite? A satellite is a device sent up into space for collecting information and communicating. When do we use mass communication? We use mass communication when we have to communicate with many people at one time. Example, radio, television. How did early humans communicated? They communicated with signs and gestures. Every means of communication is useful in its own way. Give reason. They help us to keep in touch with our friends, relatives, and the world. Okay, please wait a second. Now our chapter number 17 has done. Now, now it is our last chapter now, chapter number 19. Okay, in the next video I will tell about it. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day.